Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of the Super Subject podcast. I am Locky, and I am joined by Liam and Brett. How is everyone?
Good, thank you very much. Yourself?
Mate, I am buzzing. It's the first podcast I can sit here and talk about a Leeds weekend victory. Mate, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, good luck, everybody.
I am impressed because we lasted about 15 seconds in the podcast before we mentioned Leeds.
Well, you asked me how I was, and that's the most important thing that happened this weekend. Liam, how are you doing?
Wonderful, thank you. Yes, we're glad to hear you buzzing.
You enjoyed the football on Friday night, though, didn't you?
Not as much as a certain Luke Ayling.
Hey, mate, how unfortunate is that? Do you know what?
How ridiculous.
I was so happy for the guy because it was a cracking header. He gets to take his headband off, play his air guitar. I'm running around the room going absolutely wild that we finally scored a goal that's not offside. And then it's offside. Just can't write it. And then we scored another one that was offside, and I was thinking, oh, here we go. But not this week. The lads didn't let me down. And did you know, this is the first time Bielsa's won a game in London?
Didn't take him too long.
Yeah, you ain't got a great record down in London, have you?
No, it took him 16 attempts. But you know what? The longer I waited, the sweeter it was. So let's get into it. I was very impressed with our performance, actually. As I said, we had the 2 goals. I mean, the second one was miles offside, so that's fair enough. But the first one was very close, a bit unfortunate. And I was thinking, oh, not again. Because the last few weeks, we keep getting all these offside goals, and I'm fuming about it. But a little clever throw on, and Bamford's there to bang it in. What an absolute legend, playing injured, lasting 75 minutes, still scoring. Just before we scored, they had a good chance when Madja smashed it and Meslier pulled off a decent save. But they didn't really create too much. But then, after we scored, they come alive, and I was thinking, oh, here we go. In London, we never win. Then they score from the corner, poor defending again. Why they're letting blokes 6 yards out, getting 3 shots at goal from a corner, I will never know. And then we get to the second half, and they start strong again, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Lookman should have really scored, but he completely fluffed his lines. I don't know if any of them saw that. And then we hit them on the counter, a nice little assist from Patrick Bamford as well. And then Rafina slots, and then we held on. It was nice to hold on. We had, you know what, we had actually had quite a few chances to put the game out of sight, but Ariola made a couple of good saves, and then bloody hell, Strike from a corner, could have left it, but he couldn't see what was behind him. He knocks it into the danger zone. Good job, Calvin Phillips was there to clear it. That would have been 90th minute heartbreak. Yeah, great result. It's nice to try and do Newcastle a favour. We'll talk about that in a bit. I still think Fulham have enough about them to stay up, but they weren't that impressive, in my opinion, on Friday. And I think we fully deserved the points. I know you watched the game, Brett. What's your analysis of it?
I thought you deserved to win. Yeah, Fulham were right in spells, but they didn't really, other than the goal and, like you said, Lookman's chance, there wasn't really. I mean, Meslier made a couple of good saves in the first half when they were coming on strong, but I think after Rafina's goal, they didn't really threaten, apart from that 90-odd minute strike suicide moment.
Mate, I would have cried if that had ended up in the back of the net. Because that's what we're like, defending corners. We just love to cause ourselves absolute mayhem.
You really can't defend a corner, can you?
No, and I'm not sure what they're going to do about that in the summer, because we've got Llorente and now Cox back, so I should imagine he'll be back in the squad soon, and obviously Cooper's around as well. So I don't know. We've been linked with a centre half from Torino. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. I think that would be a free transfer if we get him, or he's not signing a new contract or something. But maybe that's what they're looking at with him. Maybe he's like better off defending set pieces, because we're not bad at defending set pieces. We are shocking.
But haven't you signed like two or three centre backs within like the last 18 months?
Yeah, well, we had to, because last season we had Ben White. Strike's come through the academy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he was in the squad last season. He played a couple of times, but he's not a new signing. He's from the under 23. And then we signed Llorente and Koch, 2 international centre halves. And obviously they've had their injury problems, which is a bit of a shame. But they're both back fit now, so I'd like to see them have a run together in the team and see if we're any better at defending set pieces. But I'm not going to say I'm not impressed with what I've seen from Llorente. I don't think he's a bad player, but I don't think he's what we're looking for in terms of defending set pieces, because he seems to be just as bad as the others.
I think the thing with set pieces is you can't, as much as it is your centre back's job, it's a coaching thing more than anything, isn't it?
Well, I think he likes to go man on man, and we're very good at losing our man in the box and giving him pretty much an open goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably argue that it's just more players switching off, not being on the ball, which can probably easily be worked on. So, yeah, although you are terrible, it can be worked on, and I'm sure it has been already worked on since. So,
I don't think it should have been any other result than
no, Fulham.
well, it was.
Fulham were
That's not
right.
what you were saying during the game, though, was it?
Yeah, I got to try and wind you up sometimes.
Yeah, but you can't wind me up when we're winning. I mean, it's been very easy in the last month to wind me up because we haven't been winning. But I mean, I wasn't worried we were going to get into relegation scrap, but we weren't picking up points, and the teams below us were, and I think that just put me a bit more at ease.
Yeah, but I think Fulham did all right. They need to start picking up more points, but the way Newcastle keep playing, I don't think they need to worry.
Did you watch that game?
Nah, caught up with a match of day, to be honest.
Mate, I watched it, and Newcastle were awful.
Did he hit the post though, didn't he? Yeah.
They might have hit the post, but they're just a cut below Brighton. And it was such a comfortable win, and Brighton's goals were all decent finishes as well.
Yeah, we touched on it before. Brighton has just been very unlucky recently. I think I mentioned on a podcast a few episodes ago that Trossard got the opener, and he's always been the spark whenever I've seen him. So hopefully they just continue to play him, to sort of getting positive results. So let's wait and see. They're on 32, Newcastle on 28. So I can't really see that gap. I can't really see Newcastle outweighing the Brighton results.
It's a two-horse battle now, isn't it, for the last position? I think.
Yeah,
I'd like it to go down to the last game of the season because they've got each other.
That would be amazing.
Who's that? Newcastle.
So, Newcastle, Fulham.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, Brighton have got United and Everton next, so as long as they can get maybe a point each, well, not a point each, but a point maybe. But you wouldn't put it against them getting 2 points. So yeah, their front line's pretty good. They're always quite dangerous. Whereas obviously, as we know, we can argue for Newcastle's case that's not the case.
Their home form was absolutely shocking up until that game,
terrible.
and then they just brushed Newcastle aside like they were nothing. And
just one of them results that went their way.
Yeah, and they deserved it, and the goals were good. Welbeck scored a decent one as well. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
it's nice to see him on the score sheet. But I was with talking to one of my Newcastle mates, who's a fan of Newcastle, and he thinks the only way they'll stay up now is if they sack Bruce and get a new manager in and try and get the new manager effect. But I don't even think that will help.
They've still got a chance. There's not denying that. They've still got a chance.
Obviously, they have a chance, but it's more about, in my opinion, it's more about how Fulham perform. Because if they play like they did against us, then they might not get that many points. But if they play like they had for the previous month, then they'll get enough points to have it done before the end of the season.
But will they, though? I mean, it's all well and good playing good football and playing well in matches, but at the end of the day, you've got to get the points on the board.
Yeah, Fulham have got Villa, Wolves, Arsenal and Chelsea the next 4.
Yeah, you see how many are they going to get out of that?
Yeah. And then they've got a big one with Burnley and then the big one with Newcastle, the last 4. So, again, it's like I say, it's whoever picks up the points in the next few games. But as you say, it would be very nice to see. Newcastle saying that I've got Spurs, Arsenal and Liverpool and Leicester and City all in the next 6. So, they've got Sheffield United and Fulham last 2. So watch them get out because of that. They'll somehow get out, I reckon.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's going to come down to the last 2 games.
That's why they got West Ham as well.
Yeah, they're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Huge trouble.
There's 2 points between Fulham and Newcastle, but Fulham have got game in hand, so it's going to be tight.
I actually think them types of games, them games you've just rattled off for Newcastle, suit Newcastle a little bit because they'll just sit in and defend. And the point's a good result. Any point now is a good result.
Oh, yeah, they pick up 9 points from now.
No, but if they got enough men behind the ball.
Yeah.
Well, so you're saying they're going to go for 0-0s every week, basically.
Why wouldn't they?
I think they will.
Why wouldn't you?
They could try that, I guess.
We know Arsenal can't break teams down. Liverpool not been their best. West Ham, you could probably argue that all right, they're playing well and they're doing all right, but they couldn't necessarily break teams down. So it's probably Leicester and City. You think Spurs? Do you think, oh God, here we go? But yeah, I'd agree. Why not? That's all of those teams are going to be aiming for, 1 point a game.
I mean, they're 2 points clear of Fulham, and they've got a game in hand.
Mm.
So,
but we were saying
don't
last week we think Fulham will stay up, and they've had one bad performance, and now we're saying maybe they won't.
it's not that I'm saying that I think now Fulham will go down, because I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying, just because they're playing better football and putting in better performances than Newcastle doesn't necessarily mean that's going to equate to points.
No.
No, it's going to be very interesting, and as I said, both their last two fixtures, obviously the last one against each other, they're winnable. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I hope it goes to the last day, and I'd love to see Newcastle stay up, but I've got a feeling that they won't. But we'll see. We shall see. So, come on, let's talk about it.
Talk about what?
West Ham 3, Arsenal 3. I looked like a genius after half an hour,
Yeah.
because I think I was the only person who, on the predictions, said West Ham would win. I don't know if I'm right. I could be wrong.
I think you were wrong, but we'll carry on.
Out of us, I was anyway. And it was 3-0 after half an hour.
Yeah.
And I was loving it. I was absolutely loving it. I looked like a genius. And then Arsenal went from playing like Dover Athletic to playing like Arsenal. And do you know what? They could have won the game and they deserved the point. But how is that possible? How can you go from playing that bad to the complete opposite of just dominating the game?
Welcome to the world of an Arsenal Football Club fan.
Is there any more of a stressful team than Arsenal?
Yeah, Leeds.
No,
No, I disagree.
we're more stressful than you. Stressful than your lot.
In my opinion, mate, you try watching Championship, League One, stresses, mate. You throw away
We just
playoffs every year, whatever.
But that's expected. We're expected to be, yeah.
We're not
At
expected
the
to
time,
dominate the league for most time and then throw it away.
but back then you were still a Championship side.
Yeah, but it's still frustrating.
Yeah, I'm not.
And then when you sit there watching your team create chance after chance after chance, miss, it is very frustrating. But I think it's more because we're fans of them clubs while we're so adamant. But I can see where you're coming from. I mean, I would have had to turn the telly off after half an hour.
I said I was gonna. Don't know why I didn't, but me and Brad have touched on it for many seasons now. It's just pure arrogance to some degree, weakness, just not focused from the beginning, not up for it from the beginning. I don't think you can blame Mikel really to some degree, because if you go out there and your players are just half-hearted, like Luster, it's nothing to do with him. It's just literally the players are not. I don't know. It's just pure arrogance is probably the word. They probably didn't even think arrogant, because they would have known West Ham are good, and they just couldn't be asked. And it was utterly shockingly shit for the first half an hour.
But I mean, for Lacazette to come out after the game and say for the first 30 minutes we didn't respect the coach's game plan, that kind of says where the blame should lie.
Yeah, exactly. It's just pure player lack of respect, as he said, and it's just, I don't know. It's just week after week, you just don't know what they're going to throw at you.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
Which one's going to turn up?
Arteta said that it was the worst performance he'd ever seen, and it just.
And then it went straight to the best performance.
Yeah. So think of it as us. How does he think as a manager? He's prepared all week, or okay, giving it a few days because of rest periods or whatever, and then you get to kick off and you're 2-0 down in 20 minutes against West Ham. Nothing against West Ham.
3.5 hours.
Admittedly so, yes. We upped our game. Whether that was down to whatever. Okay, the players again will give them slight due diligence to some degree, but they have to put in a performance to get there. But it just shouldn't be happening. And yes, okay, we'd probably would take a draw, but again, it goes back to that's not what's expected of us. So it just, once again, awful performances from everyone at the club, which then stems down and adds to the terribleness.
I mean, his team selection surprised me a little bit. I don't know about you, I'm not. Obviously,
Yeah.
Chambers had a good game, and obviously he's been training well. But I cannot, for the life of me, see why Gabriel isn't in that team week in, week out. He's our best centre back, and I don't mind Pablo Mari, but I just don't. He's not at the level of Gabriel.
No, I would agree. Maybe they're thinking more game plan, which is why Chambers played, which is why Mari played. But could Gabriel do just as better job aerially against Antonio than Mari? Probably. So, yeah.
And he's quicker.
Yeah, I don't know what sort of rotation we're looking at, but it's not the first time that Gabriel's missed a whole 90 minutes for no reason.
No. I think Bellerin's off in the summer.
He hasn't played for 4 games, has he, or been in the squad? So
No.
I think the Lacazette Aubameyang one is going to be difficult. I'm not saying Aubameyang is going to go, of course, because he just signed his 300k. So I don't want Lacazette to go because Lacazette's definitely been probably one of our better players this year, bar Bukayo. So I don't know.
But then it's the same conundrum that Liverpool have with Firmino.
Yeah.
Laka just doesn't score enough goals. I mean, he scored at the weekend and got the equaliser and had a major part in the first goal. I don't think he's got above 15 goals for Arsenal in a season.
No, he'd be disappointed. I think most fans would be disappointed. His contribution is good, but yeah. Because remember, I don't know, about 2 years ago, he was literally Arsenal's best player week in, week out. Guy's attitude was flawless. He did not stop running. I'm not saying he hasn't stopped that, but I don't know, maybe he's getting a bit tired and slightly older. But yeah, it's a tough one. Again, same as before. Big few decisions to make in terms of who goes, who comes in. Because if it doesn't work, we're going to go back 2 steps before, and Mikel could be out of a job by this time next year or before Christmas next season if we're still 10th. So.
Well, yeah, let's hope not.
Yeah, but
I think the one shining light to come out of it is Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, good player.
He's just a different level to what we had.
Yeah, he's prime time.
He's just
number 10 playmaker.
He's just added so much. He just links the midfield to the strike force so brilliantly. His composure on the ball. It's like, when you watch a good player and they seem to have an extra second to 2 seconds on the ball than anybody else, despite the fact that they've got someone around them. He's just got that.
Yeah.
And that just helps open up teams.
Yeah, his position is very good. It gives him the awareness to be able to look up once, twice, 3 times more than anybody else would. He knows what's around him, even if it's on the other side of the pitch. He would already have registered where a player is, and whether we can get hold of him is another question. I think that basically lies whether Zlatan stays.
Yeah, that's what I've read as well.
Maybe if Sabas goes back.
I wouldn't keep Danny.
No.
I wouldn't keep Danny.
Some guy today was, again, flowered about was Aaron Ramsey being available.
Yeah, I don't want that either. As much as I loved Rambo when he was with us, his wages is too high. He's getting old. It would be like going backwards.
I'd agree. Yeah, you're probably right. Just thinking because we've got Smith Rowe, I don't want to halt that development. So yeah, you're probably right. I mean, overall, we're disappointed. Obviously, we're going to be disappointed most weeks, but there's small things that we could look at.
I think we would have lost that a couple of years ago. So
filter those out by Martin Odegaard. We can get Aubameyang scoring goals. Saka and Smith Rowe and Tierney play week in, week out. There's positives, which is all we can look at. Because if we look at the negatives, we could be all evening.
Well, I can tell you something. On behalf of all the neutrals, it was a cracking game. One of the most entertaining games I've seen for years. And I really enjoyed it. And I know I was giving you all stick at 3-0 and that, but I had a sneaky feeling that it was coming. Especially when it went 3-1, I was thinking, oh, no, here we go. Just my luck on the old predictions that you're going to nick a draw and I'm going to lose my point. And I was saying, oh, I'm too nice, only saying you're going to let in 2 goals. That was true, but yeah, great game.
Yeah, Pepe impressed me as well. He's been quite good recently. I'm glad for him to some degree. So
he's not getting a start though, is he?
No, but he smashed it against Leicester. I think he got an assist the game before the West Ham game, and now got another one. And I don't know.
I would have started him. I'd have started him, and I'd have left Saka on the bench because I don't think he's fully fit. I mean, he's not joined up with England, has he?
Not yet, no. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. Again, it's just about managing game time, I suppose. But hopefully, that can be next year. Be his time. I know we've got Willian and he stepped up his game, but I'd rather see other players playing. No offence to Willian.
Said he's not been involved lately, Willian. Has he been injured?
I don't know. Do you know?
Because he weren't on the bench Sunday.
I'm pretty sure I saw on Twitter that he had a niggle, so just wasn't in the squad.
Oh, okay.
So, Liam, let's talk about your second team and how they got on this weekend in the Premier League.
You do.
Nice comfortable 2-0 win for Spurs. It was such a Spursy performance, but I was expecting them to win it. They needed to bounce back from their absolute shocker in Europa Cup, and if none of you saw that, Zagreb 3, Spurs 0 after extra time. What a funny result that is. Oh, I was laughing for ages. It was nearly as bad as losing to Crawley.
Not many teams do that.
Oh, mate, brilliant. Oh, did any of you see Matty Cash take out Harry Kane and give the penalty away? What a stupid tackle that was.
What a dive.
No, it wasn't. You love thinking everything Harry Kane does is a dive. It was.
So he dummies the ball, lets the ball go out, puts his foot on Matty Cash's leg and falls over.
That was a penalty.
No, never.
Next you'll be telling me Meslier took out a Fulham play. Oh wait, no, you told me that already, which was never a penalty. That was 100% a penalty. But it was just a Spurs performance. And actually, if you look at the league table, they do have an outside sniff of Champions League. They're not that far behind.
I don't think they will, because I think the top four now will be the top four.
Yeah, that's not changing.
Yeah, I'm not saying I disagree, but they're only 3 points behind with the same goal difference. So I'm just saying they have a chance. I mean, their running's actually not that bad. They've got United, but they'll be confident of beating United after they turned them over 6-1 at the start of the season. They got Leeds, which is never an easy game, and Aston Villa. I think Villa started to. They got Villa again. I think.
Have they?
Yeah, I think Villa have been a bit inconsistent recently, and I'd expect them to win that. And then they got Leicester at the last.
They're
game,
missing.
so that could be a big game. I know they're missing Mr. Grealish, like you like to say, Mr. Grealish. They're definitely a different team without him. But in fairness, if you had said to any Aston Villa fan, "Oh, you're going to get a top half finish," or finish mid-table, they would have ripped your hand off at the start of the season.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they can't complain.
They're nowhere near the relegation zone, but now they're sort of quite far from Europe. So I think they're just petering out a bit. Yeah, I think we all expected Spurs to win, even though they had an absolute nightmare after we recorded last week's podcast, which would definitely be one of my favourite Europa League moments of all time, watching little old Zagreb. Turn them over.
It's a great hat-trick.
What a legend.
What a great hat-trick that was.
It was. I'd like to, if we got any Spurs fans listening, David Tyler, I'd like to know your views on it. If you just drop us a message, we can have a discussion.
Well, now he's calling people out. That's brave.
It is, yeah.
Oh, well, it's just friendly chat about it.
I'm surprised you didn't go after our host Spurs supporter.
Well, it's hard to go after him when he has so many teams. And he has to celebrate every goal that goes in. So he's bound to celebrate a Spurs goal at some point, isn't he?
Oh, my man Harry doesn't stop slotting goals.
He does.
Diving.
It's a shame that Brett refused to do the old who's going to play up with Harry Kane in the Euros. Oh, that would have been an interesting discussion.
Yeah,
but Brett quoted to me, "I won't take Harry Kane to the Euros." So I'm not doing it. So yeah.
We can all hope for injury towards the end of the season.
Right, anyway, that's enough about Spurs. We don't want to be talking about them all night.
Spurs.
Did any of you follow the FA Cup? I mean, I watched Bournemouth Southampton because I was sort of hoping that would be an interesting game. And in fairness, Bournemouth had a few chances to take the lead, but as soon as Southampton went 1-0 up, it was so routine and so one-sided from what I was watching. I just stopped watching it. It was 3-0, pretty much.
Yeah, Nathan Redmond show.
Yeah, I mean, that second goal, I think it was the second one, where they don't clear their lines and then Redmond just has a nice, easy goal. Still a good finish, but was it 2-0 at half-time? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Redmond
I believe
scored
so.
quite late, didn't he? I think in that half.
That's it.
There was 2 late.
So, yeah, it was the third goal I'm on about in the second half. That just the game was already dead, but that just killed it even more. It was shocking defending. Southampton got, and it's good to see a team like Southampton get to the semi-final. And I think if we look at the other teams that are in it, they might be happiest with the draw they've got.
I think so. But Leicester are not an easy game, is it?
No, and they did beat Southampton 9-0 last season. So
They did.
But it's a cup game. That's the beauty of the cup. Teams like Southampton getting
Is it at Wembley?
Finals.
Semis are you?
Yeah.
Wembley?
Yeah, semis are you?
Wembley. Looking forward to it. So going on to Leicester, obviously we've said that's one of the semi-finals.
I like Leicester. Very good.
Yeah, and I had it on in the background, and then it was.
So I've got 2 words.
Go on then.
Kelechi Iheanacho.
Mate, what a bagsman! Like, when did he start bagging goals?
It's about his 5th game now.
I'm really happy for him though, because it's all my fault because I was saying, oh, Iheanacho, he's not one of their first 11, and then after I said that, he scores every week.
His form at the moment is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's taken his chances, and like he has to because Vardy has only scored once since December. So
I think they're complementing each other really well. I think it's a really good partnership, actually.
Yeah, it's sort of a blessing that they've had a couple of people out injured for this to work. But will they keep at it when Maddison and Barnes are back? We'll have to wait and see. It's got a while before.
Well, I think he's made himself undroppable, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. It's been class. It's nice to see, and it's all my fault.
I mean, you could say right now that it's thanks to Kelechi Iheanacho that there isn't more pressure on them about whether they're going to finish in the top 4.
Oh, that should be signed, sealed, and delivered. But now,
well, you could have said that last season.
Yeah, but at this stage last season, were they this far ahead?
I'm not so sure, to be honest.
I mean, I know they were after lockdown. They were looking pretty comfortable, and they did completely throw it away. But I think 9 games to go, 7-point gap. I think they should be all right for the top 4, especially as West Ham's form's dropping. I don't see West Ham catching them, but we'll see. They'll be happy to be in the semi-final of the cup, and they'll really fancy their chances of getting to the final.
But they haven't got an easy running, Leicester. They've got City, West Ham, United, Chelsea, and Spurs all to play.
Yeah, well, I think they'll get some results. I don't think they'll lose all their
definitely. Games. No, they deserved to go through in the cup, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a comfortable win.
Just suited them, to be honest, didn't it? But again, Bruno doesn't turn up and Man United don't play well, so it's pretty much.
Solskjaer made 5 changes, didn't he? From the team that won in Milan.
I worried for Leicester when it went 1-1 because I was like, it's going to be typical United, just come back from behind.
Yeah, it was a comfortable second half, wasn't it? As soon as they went 2-1 up, fancied them to go on to win the game, I think.
And then City get another win?
Well, they left it late though, didn't they?
Yeah, it did.
They did.
But all I've got in my notes, City leave it late but get 2 goals. Quadruple's still very much on. I think that is a very accurate statement.
I think so.
That quadruple, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Love to see it.
Well, I mean, they're 2 steps closer. I mean, they got through in the Champions League and then got through in the FA Cup.
Yep.
Them Chelsea will be a good game.
Premier League's pretty much in the bag.
But
speaking of Chelsea, they obviously got a 2-0 win as well. It's just a routine result, wasn't it?
Yeah, just another solid performance. That semi-final will be pretty interesting.
I think from a neutral point of view, they're the best draws that were possible. Because you get to see Southampton go up against Leicester, and then one of them are going to be the underdogs in the final, you'd imagine.
Yeah.
Versus, I think, Man City. But you can't argue with Chelsea's defending. They're not letting goals in at all. So it's going to be very interesting. Can't wait to see them semi-finals.
We also had the old Champions League, Europa League draw as well.
Oh, some tasty ties in that one.
Tasty.
Bayern
PSG is a lovely little tie.
Yeah, that is going to be so good. Repeat of the last year's final.
Of the final. Yeah.
Also, I look at City Dortmund as well. I like to look at that game.
City Dortmund.
Yeah, but City are not going to be upset with that draw, are they? Dortmund are not having a great season. That is probably one of the better draws for City.
Chelsea are not complaining either.
No. But don't underestimate Porto. I mean, they knocked out Juventus.
Now let's cheer on little old Porto. Come on, Porto.
Oh, mate, I thought you liked England's teams to go forward in the competition.
Not allowed in this podcast.
You can cheer on whoever you like, apart from Tottenham.
You can,
Porto.
Except Spurs.
No.
What do we think about Liverpool's tie as well? I mean, would you be happy with that as a Liverpool fan? I mean,
I bet they
think
get
I
through
would
it.
be.
I bet they get through it.
Yeah, I think they will. Because then they'll have the winner of Porto Chelsea, won't they?
If it was Bayern,
Yeah.
if it was any other, they'd obviously have a chance against Porto. That doesn't need to be said. But if it was anyone else, I wouldn't feel slightly confident that they'd got a chance. Even against Dortmund, I think they struggle. But yeah, no, it's just something about Madrid. Obviously, definitely gone down the ranks over the last few years. If Benzema don't turn up, then they're gonna struggle as well. So Liverpool, yeah, not complaining. I don't think. Well, on paper it looks hard, but let's see what happens.
I think they'll get through it, to be fair.
I think they'll get through it.
I think we all agreed we're expecting Chelsea, City, Bayern, and Liverpool to get to the semis, but no doubt one of them will get knocked out. That's the beauty of this competition, isn't it?
Yeah,
That
nice.
Bayern PSG ties, I wish I could get tickets to go to that. That'd be amazing. Bayern Munich are the most unpredictable team. The only thing you can predict is they're pretty much always going to be winning after 90 minutes. And it doesn't matter if they're 4-0 up with 10 men after one half or 2-0 down at half time. They're usually winning at the end of the game. They're just a wonderful team, aren't they?
Yeah, and City end up getting Bayern or PSG, don't they? They make it through.
Yeah, what a tie that will be.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that was the final.
Yeah, same.
Because I think if it is Bayern versus City, I think they're the best two teams in it.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
I've got a massive feeling Chelsea are going to get to the final. It's a bold statement to make, and I could be made to look very stupid, but I've just got a feeling.
Oh yeah, there's no reason why they shouldn't get through their tie, as we've touched on.
See, I've got a feeling Liverpool are going to get to the final.
And I don't think we'd complain if it was City Liverpool back at Klopp versus Pep again.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I've got a feeling it'll be Liverpool.
I'd like to be cheering on the light blue against Liverpool, that's for sure. But how do you boys feel about Slavia Prague? I mean, I'm not convinced that's a great draw. I think you could definitely beat them, but the way they've been knocking out British teams, be a little bit concerning, surely.
I think there was worse draws out there. I don't think it's a terrible draw. Yeah, it won't be easy. I think if we, it depends what Arsenal show up, really.
Well, what a result at home to Olympiacos, losing after you dominated them away. You've done the same last season, didn't you? You lost to them at home.
Just box standard.
Yeah, I mean, we got first half Arsenal for 90 minutes against Olympiacos. We just entered the game happy to just pass the ball around for 90 minutes, not actually bother to go and try and score. And then, obviously, when Olympiacos score, it's very difficult then to kick it back in. I mean, our performance on Thursday was just as bad as Tottenham's performance against Zagreb. The only difference is we got away with it and they didn't.
No, they really didn't.
There was literally no difference in the level of performance between our performance against Olympiacos and Spurs' performance against Zagreb.
Yeah.
Literally, the only difference is Zagreb were good enough to punish Spurs, whereas Olympiacos wasn't.
And maybe Zagreb being at home, maybe.
Possibly. But I think that kind of went under the radar a bit about within, obviously, old Arsenal fans were absolutely delighted and loving life that Spurs had gone out. But I think it kind of got forgotten a bit about how poor our performance was. And then that kind of carried on into the first half against West Ham. I said the whole Spurs thing covered up how bad we were. And it wasn't surprising that for the first half against West Ham, the same Arsenal that was playing on Thursday night turned up that couldn't be bothered, didn't want to put in the effort. And then West Ham are obviously a better side than Olympiacos and punished us the way that Olympiacos should have done, really.
Yeah, I'm not convinced the tie is going to go well for us. I'm not saying we won't progress, but I just don't think the tie is going to go particularly well. Considering they've already, they knocked out Leicester. I think that says enough. I know they knocked out Rangers as well, but maybe would have preferred a team that's not so rigid, but let's wait and see.
But you're never really going to get an easy tie in the quarters, are you?
No. Just I suppose it's the way you play, isn't it? United are probably going to be happy, aren't they?
Yeah, I should imagine they're going to be happy. But if I was an Arsenal fan or a Man United fan, I'd be a lot happier with Arsenal's draw because of the semi-final bracket.
I was just about to say United will be happy with the quarter-final, but perhaps not so happy with the semi-final.
I mean, for us to go to Unai Emery, whose team are not doing too badly, I think the writing's on the walls. I think if we get through that, then Ghosts will be rectified. But yeah, let's wait and see. I mean, if there's an Arsenal United final, or certainly Liverpool final, that'd be nice.
Well, there's definitely chances of it, isn't there?
Would be good.
I think Ajax or Roma might have something to say about it, but we'll see.
I think Roma.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're a good side.
I think they're the ones to watch out for. Yeah, and so are Villarreal.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, definitely. But yeah, what about the disappointing news of last week?
Please enlighten us.
Go on, carry on. We'll let you finish.
I mean, come on, Gareth. Give the man his chance. Call him up. You don't even have to play him. Just call him up.
I told you he weren't going to get selected.
He might have rung him up.
Yeah, he said
Sorry, not
Patrick
this
was
time.
very close. He basically chose Watkins over Bamford because Watkins makes good runs behind.
Right choice.
Which he does.
Yeah, I'm not sure it is the right choice. I mean, Watkins hasn't been anything special this season. Bamford's got more goals, more assists.
I think from a fair point of view, I think there isn't much between them.
No, but I think
don't
on merit
think.
of this season, I think Bamford deserved to have his chance. But then, in a way, I'm sort of glad because he's nursing a bit of a knock at the moment and he'll have time to rest it. But, you know, he's saying, "Oh, we're still looking at Patrick. He might get called up." He's not going to call him up for the Euros.
I was going to say, either way, I don't think it matters because I don't think either of them are getting into the Euro squad.
No, unless there's injuries.
Unless there's injuries.
But I would have liked to have seen it. I think he's earned his chance.
Yeah, I think I heard Gareth say he's going to probably he's pretty much going to play full strength. So, unfortunately, yeah, they're probably going to sit on the bench anyway. So, it's nice for them to get involved. They might well go on to be Premier League talents for years to come and get in England sides, but can't see it.
No, fair play to Sam Johnson getting his call up. I mean, we didn't even mention him. We just assumed it would be Alex McCarthy, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But Johnson's been a blessing in a very bad West Brom team. He's had some really good games.
Yeah, it goes overlooked really because West Brom are so bad, but could get moved, could definitely be a Premier League goalkeeper.
That's a bit. So you could compare his situation to Ramsdale's last season for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And look how Ramsdale's doing this season for Sheffield United. So
yeah, but he's in the under-21 squad, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm just talking in terms of Sam Johnson being a Premier League goalkeeper. In terms of that, it's difficult to judge whether he is good enough for it, considering he's in the side that he's in. If you look at Ramsdale and compare the two,
I don't think he'll be signing for another Premier League club next season. He might, but I don't see it. I mean, he'll still be number one at West Brom if he stays there, wouldn't he?
Someone might want a number two. That's not too bad, but yeah, he'd probably stick. Do we think Henderson or Pope will be number one? I think that was pretty much 50-50 whoever Gareth wants. I think he'll show loyalty to Pope, but
it's a very difficult question, isn't it?
I'd personally go Henderson.
Yeah, same.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
Only because he is the future. I don't think anyone can argue about the fact that he probably going to be England number one in the next few years. Take it off Pickford and then make it his own. Especially the club he's playing for. Like he's Man United's number one goalkeeper now. I don't think you can really overlook that.
It looks like he's winning that battle against De Gea, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's pretty solid. I mean, he's made a couple of mistakes, but he is pretty solid between the sticks. I mean, he had a good season with Sheffield United last year as well. I'd like to see him play these games, see how he gets on. Because, like Pickford, I know he doesn't make the mistakes for England, but he's got so many mistakes in him. Like, and we've obviously got a history of absolute howlers in World Cups and Euros from our goalkeepers. Don't really want Pickford to be on that list after having such a great 2018 World Cup as well. So I'd like to see Henderson given a go, to be honest. But like, kudos to Nick Pope, he's quality. No one's saying he's not. And if he gets a nod, fair play, because he is quality. But personally, I'd like to see Hendo.
Fair enough.
Talking of call-ups, your mate Jesse gets a call-up.
Hey,
Jesse who?
So happy to see that. Mr. Lingardinho.
Jude Bellingham.
He got called up
He
as
has
well.
been called up, but he did.
But he might not be able to play because of COVID.
Yeah, that's a bit understandable, but I don't know why I'd even pick him if so. But I mean,
Has he not been cleared now? I thought he got cleared.
he might
I
have
don't
done.
know.
I don't know.
He might have. Yeah.
All I heard is just it was, yeah, not
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
decided.
got cleared.
Like to see him have a go against San Marino.
As I say, I think Gareth will go full strength.
I'll be very surprised if he goes full strength against San Marino. He shouldn't need to go full strength against San Marino. No offense to San Marino, but
Nah, I can see a lot of managers on his case as well.
if there's a game to rotate, it's going to be that one.
Yeah, definitely. Ollie Watkins gets his hat trick.
Well, we got away to Albania and then
Poland.
home to Poland, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lewandowski can't play apparently.
No.
Okay, no.
No, but they have got
No.
Super Mateusz Klitsch, so we've got things to worry about. But I think we should be all right versus them as well.
Yeah, I think Rashford's a doubt as well when he first start.
Yeah, he's not training neither Saka at the moment. Yeah.
That pretty much puts Sterling and Kane. But I don't know. Don't know how we're going to line up, to be fair, if those two are doubts.
I really, really want to see Foden.
Mount could maybe go wide, but I don't like Mount wide. I like Mount in the middle.
Yeah, but Foden can play wide, can't he?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you play Foden wide and Mount in behind,
Yeah, Mount, Rice, and Ward-Prowse.
yeah, I don't think. Well, Calvin might get a go in one of the games, I guess. I think Southgate likes Phillips, and
yeah, maybe
Phillips
San Marino, and then play Rice and the other two.
Yeah, it's a shame you can't play them both really. But like after Rice's 40-yard run, you could play Rice attacking mid and play Phillips at the back, cutting it all out. We'll see. I mean, Southgate is a big admirer of Phillips. But what do we think about Trent? I didn't see that coming. He's not injured, is he?
Didn't see it coming. Gareth just said he's not been up to the standard of previous seasons, I think, were his words. So
yeah, but he's world class on his day, isn't he?
Yeah, let's be honest, it's a strange call. Like Eric Dyer's going, he's not been great. Yeah, I get why Lingard's going, but I mean, he's only had a good 5 games. Why is he gone? Would he have gone if Grealish was there? Would Watkins have gone if Grealish was there? So it's a strange call, let's be honest.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. And
No.
I'd like to think Trent will see this as a bit of a kick up the backside to try and get his place for the Euros. But if you're not going to these World Cup qualifiers, what's the chance you're starting right back?
Yeah, not 3 months
At the
before the
Euros.
tournament starts.
Yeah.
But then you look at the list of who's in it, and you're like, who is going to be right back?
I don't
Is it
know.
Reece
Wait and
James?
see.
Well, I hope
He'll
not.
be Trippier.
I like Reece James, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't like Reece James.
I don't.
He's not been very good recently, let's be honest.
I'd have Trippier all day long.
But the thing with the defensive midfielder options that we've got, I mean, Declan Rice, obviously number one choice defensive mid, but we've got 2 strong defensive midfielders, in my opinion. They don't need to play 3 centre halves and 2 wing backs.
Nah, that's going to be the call. If he
But that's the formation he likes, isn't it?
yeah, if he makes that call,
I don't think he should be playing that formation with the strength of the defensive midfielders that we've got.
I think we also have to wait and see who's available because Maddison could have very well gone. Harvey Barnes could have well gone.
Grealish.
Should be available. So you've got 3 attacking players. So
Henderson.
yeah, just on about sort of attacking really. If those 3 are available, then you're going to have to maybe take 2 of those. I would say you take Grealish from one other. So, and if he still plays 5 and he's Grealish on the bench playing half an hour in 3 group matches, people are going to be whinging.
Yeah, out of 6 attackers in that squad, 5 of them are going to the Euros.
I think Lingard goes to the Euros ahead of Maddison and Barnes.
Yeah,
that's a big shout, but you can't argue against it because the other 2 aren't playing.
Well, that, and I think Southgate just likes him.
Well, to be fair, look what he's done for us in the past. He was part of the team in 2018 that done really well. Scored goals at the World Cup, didn't he? I know he scored at least 1.
He did.
I know it was only Panama, but it's a banger.
You know what's going to happen on Junior 18th when we're playing Scotland. Lingard's going to start and have a game of his life.
Let's hope so. For England's sake, let's hope so.
You wouldn't be saying that if I'd just said Harry Kane have a game of his life.
Well, I'm hoping he picks up an injury.
Exactly. So
I just want to see Harry Kane, Sterling, then it's either Rashford, Foden, Mount. 2 out of them 3.
Or Grealish.
Sancho's not there.
Grealish.
Saka.
Sancho's been injured for ages, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
So, like, in my prediction, he was right at the bottom.
Yeah, I didn't even notice he wasn't on the list, to be honest.
No, he's not on the list.
But yeah, he hasn't been
But-
great. He's been injured. So again, he's going to have a wake up call.
Yeah, I mean, if he's fit and available and he has a good end of the season, then he's got to be on the plane, really. But I think we've got other options that I'd like to see. I just really want to see Foden. I think he's the future, and I'd like to see him getting his chance now, and he can have a big 10 years for England. Don't just hold him back.
That's why you see we've got 3 games coming up. It will definitely shape what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think we'll have a bit more of an idea after these 3 games of formation, people.
And formation definitely.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, we should be winning all 3 of them.
Yep.
Really.
Yep.
But performance is key, I think.
Be good to see John Stones in there keeping some cleanies.
Yeah, he'll
Don't
start.
really want to be letting goals in against San Marino or Albania.
I just hope we don't see the old John Stones. I know the old John Stones wasn't that bad, but the sort of clumsy John Stones. Because if we put a clumsy John Stones next to an average Harry Maguire, then we're in trouble.
Yeah, but we'll see. At least we can all agree the future potentially looks bright.
Yeah.
We're not lacking options in many positions.
Nope.
No, it's nice. Does make a nice change.
I think the biggest problem is actual centre midfield, maybe not defensive midfield, but in the middle of the park.
I agree.
Which is why Henderson, we really want him fit.
Yeah, he's a big leader.
Because Gareth, he'll play 3 at the back with 2 wing backs, 2 defensive midfielders, and then 3 players up front. And we don't want to see that. Don't want to give him too much work to do up there.
No.
I think Mason Mount will play against San Marino.
I was going to say Mason Mount could play in the middle, I think.
Locky, would you like to introduce your legend of the week?
Oh, mate, I thought you were never going to ask. My favourite time of the week. So when I'm discussing with listeners, names of Leeds United legends, this guy, he comes up a lot. So this guy is a nephew of my first Leeds legend from episode 1. And this legend is Ian Hart. Ian Hart made 213 appearances in his 9 seasons at Ellen Road and had a huge impact for Leeds United. During his time at Leeds, he made the left-back position his own. And although we signed Dominic Macho to challenge him for that position in the 99-2000 season, they ended up playing Macho as centre-half to keep Ian in the team because he was that good. Now, any football fan from the early 2000s, late 90s, knows Ian Hart had a cracking free kick on him. And although he only scored 28 goals for Leeds, some of his free kicks were quality. And a couple that stand out for me was the free kick in the 3-2 win, which secured our safety in the same match where Viduka scored the winner versus Arsenal in the 2002-2003 season. And he also scored a quality free kick in the quarter-final of the Champions League versus Deportivo La Coruña, which sent us well on our way to the semis. Now, I saw a quality stat earlier, which you two are going to love. Ian Hart scored consecutive free kicks in 3 seasons at Highbury. And now that in himself makes him an absolute legend.
No.
Hart was definitely a key player in our UEFA Cup and Champions League semi-final runs. He eventually left in 2004 when financial difficulties and relegation made it hard for him to stay. But the impact he had in his 9 seasons at Ellen Road and some of the banging free kicks he scored makes Ian Hart a Leeds United legend. Mate, what a guy. Do any of you remember any of his free kicks? He had a beastly left foot on him.
Yeah, mean lefty. Don't know if I do.
I don't. But I'm now starting to wonder whether Leeds picks his Leeds legends just to annoy us with goals against Arsenal, to be honest.
It's not just that, but come on, you see that stat when you're doing a little bit of research. I mean, look, this is 20 years ago. I need a bit of refreshing. And I see that stat and I was like, that's got to go in. This guy, there's a video of him, some of the goals he scored on YouTube. It's only a couple of minutes long, but mate, I remember he scored one against Man United as well, but we were 4-1 down at the time. So even though it didn't change the result of the game, just the quality of the free kick was something else.
He had a good left peg on him though, didn't he?
Oh, mate, what a player. And like Dominic Matteo, to come in to pretty much take your spot or challenge you for your spot and then get moved to centre half because you're that good speaks volumes about the guy.
Was it the fact he was that good, or was Dominic Matteo that bad?
Yeah, we all know
Yeah, it was
Dominic
alright,
Matteo was a legend, mate.
No, was that a spoiler alert?
Well, no, it's not a spoiler. We don't do spoilers on this show. But, mate, Ian Hart, he had to go on the list. Had to be in it.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, his career went a bit downhill after he left Leeds. He ended up being at Levante and then coming back and playing in the Championship for Reading and Cardiff. But he did win the Championship with them. But I saw an interview from him earlier and he said his greatest moment was scoring the free kick against Deportivo in the quarter-final of the Champions League. And that was a pretty great moment for me as well. I mean, the one with Arsenal, it's just a dig, really. It was an important goal, but it's not like scoring in the semi-final of the Champions League, making me run around the house because we're about to get to the semi-finals.
I can imagine.
But yeah, that's the legend of the week. I think he definitely deserves his place on the list.
I think so.
There may be some that maybe don't deserve their place on the list coming up soon, but we shall see how I'm feeling.
How many appearances did he make for?
213.
Nice.
He scored 28 goals, which for a left
Yeah, I was
back,
gonna say yeah,
not
kind of.
bad. But he took some penalties as well.
Mm.
But it was his free kicks, mate. Like when you had Ian Hart standing over a free kick, you knew there were chances you were about to see something special, and he did often produce. And it was at that time when we were so successful, it's hard to leave these players out.
Oh yeah.
And plus, his uncle was an absolute legend as well, like biggest Leeds legend, mate.
Biggest.
Well, yeah. I make over 500 appearances for Leeds. Can't argue that the guy's an absolute legend. For my lifetime, anyway. I got to the point with Gary Kelly where I thought, he could still be playing there now and he'd be happy.
Yeah, but you definitely think of a solid old school left back. He's there.
Yeah, he made the Premier League team of the season in 99-2000 season as well.
Did he?
So not only did he hold Matteo out the team, or out of that position, he ended up being the player of the season in that position. That's how good we were, though. We had players in the team of the season back then. The only one I can see getting up there this season is Patrick Bamford. What a legend. Going to talk about him one day. Can't wait.
One
But
day.
yeah, that's it. That's it for this week, guys. Brett, you want to move on to the predictions?
Yeah.
You can have the results for that.
Yeah, let's do this. So thank you everyone for your entries this week. As per usual, I'll start from the bottom, work my way up. So joint bottom this week is Miles and Nappers on 3 points. Next, disappointing week for myself. So myself and Johnny are on 4. Chris got 5 this week. Sam and Jason level on 6. Locky, you and Tyler got 8 points this week.
Hang on, have I not been said yet?
I can't
Not
believe
yet,
it.
mate. Not yet, mate. Jordan, congratulations. 10 points this week. Great effort, mate. Right, yeah, so this week's fixtures.
Oh, come on, man. Get it over with.
All right. So this week's winner is Freddie. Scored an incredible 11 points this week. So
another.
Yeah, but you know what it is, isn't it? It's shut your eyes and predict 2-0.
it is, yes.
Oh, yeah, 2-0. Yeah, I think that one's going to be, 2-0. Oh, yeah, that one 2-0. Like 3 correct scores, all 2-0.
3 correct scores.
Oh,
Well
yeah.
done.
Didn't even realise that.
Well done. So just to give you a overall tally. So yes, Liam, you're winning that thanks to your 11 points. You're on 27. Locky, you're on 24, and I've gone from top to bottom because I'm on 22.
Hey, I'm still not bottom. I want to hold that. I feel like it might be coming soon. But as I said last week, Liam's had 4 weeks and then he's had 2 worldies.
Yeah, I know.
That's all it takes.
Just shows, doesn't it?
Like the guy's football knowledge ain't great, but he's doing all right. Fair play, mate. You done really well. 2-0. 2-0.
Yeah,
2-0.
fuck you.
Just go 2-0 every game, mate. You're going to get at least 12 points.
Yeah. There's a method to the
madness. You're right. Yeah, madness. You were right the first time round.
Knowledgeness.
I've gone 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 this week.
Right, so this week,
I haven't.
unfortunately, as we all know, it is the interlull, the international break. So the games I've picked this week are England versus the Minnows, San Marino, Italy at home to Northern Ireland, Serbia at home to what should be a good game against Portugal, Israel at home to Scotland, Albania at home to England, Romania at home to Germany, and Bulgaria at home to Italy. So I'll go first, then Locky, then Liam. So I've gone for a 5-0 England win against San Marino, 2-0 Italy win against Northern Ireland, Portugal to win away in Serbia 2-1. I've gone for a Scotland away win in Israel 2-1. I've also gone for a 2-1 away win for England in Albania, Germany to win 3-1, and Italy to win 2-1.
Do you know what? We've got quite a few the same there. I look through some of these and I think there are some interesting games in here. There are some where we should get at least 1 point. So I've also gone England 5, San Marino 0. I have gone Italy 3, Northern Ireland 0. Serbia 1, Portugal 2. I've actually gone for an Israel 2-1 win against Scotland because Liam Cooper's not there, so massive loss for them. Albania 0, England 2. Romania 1, Germany 3. And Bulgaria 0, Italy 3. They're my predictions for this week. Liam, what about you?
Well,
Open your eyes first.
Freddie's in bed, so this one's going to be on me.
All right.
Oh, we're back to 2 points then.
It'll be near the bottom this week then.
Now, it
Yeah,
wouldn't
sweet.
be a round of predictions if there weren't 3 2-0s in it.
That's true. I only got one, so I'm screwed.
England 4, San Marino 0. Italy 2, Northern Ireland 0. Serbia 1, Portugal 3. Israel and Scotland 1-1. Albania 0, England 2. Romania 0, Germany 3. And Bulgaria 0, Italy 2.
Oh, it's got so many 2-0s.
Yeah, it's got 2-0s again.
Is that 4?
3.
3 or 4?
No, just 3.
Oh, right, okay. So we're looking at 12 points this week for you then. 3 2-0s and then 3 correct results.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But the Israel-Scotland game, we've all gone different results, so that'll be interesting.
Oh,
Ooh.
mate, don't talk to me about going different results. I mean, I look like I was the cleverest predictor around when West Ham was smashing it 3-0, and look how that ended up.
No, you're only clever in your own eyes. No one else is.
Well, no doubt Israel are going to go 3-4-0 up and draw.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, we've had quite a few people get involved, so yeah, thank you again.
Yeah, keep getting involved, guys.
Yeah, send your scores in.
Facebook.
We don't want Jordan to be finishing at the top either. We want him to drop down a little bit. Bit of reality for him as well.
He's Mr. Consistency at the moment.
He's missed to follow every game more than I do. He wants it more than I do. I couldn't believe it. Every goal that went in. Oh yeah, I'm on this many points now. I'm on this many points now. You're on that many points. Oh no, Liam's got 2-0. Oh, Liam's won. I already knew the results before you announced it.
I'd completely forgot.
I knew how many points everyone had. I was on 6 points after 2 games. I was well up for it.
Well, it's nice to see you that invested in our predictions.
There's not much else to do on furlough, mate.
It's good to see some commitment. It's good to see some commitment.
When furlough's over, I'll still be committed.
Talking of commitment, Zlatan has shown his commitment back to Sweden after retiring.
Dear.
Mate, what a guy. He's just the biggest legend ever. This is a tweet. The return of God.
The man definitely doesn't lack confidence, does he?
Mate, how many 39-year-olds can turn around and say, yeah, I just want to be your main striker in the Euros and get in? It's just him.
I still remember his over a kick against us.
Oh,
I don't
mate.
think
How ridiculous was that?
Yeah. Poor Joe Hart, bless him.
Yeah, I know. That was the beginning of the end for him, wasn't it?
He probably I think Zlatan just wants to come back and are they in the group against Spain, I think? Are they in Sweden?
I must admit, I don't actually know their group.
Yeah, Sweden, Poland, Slovakia. So there's a likely chance they could get through. And I think when I looked, we spoke about it before that this year's Euros, there's some of the third place players, gets through. So, yeah, they're definitely going to have a chance.
But he's still their best option by a mile.
Yeah.
They've got no other striker anywhere near on his level. So
don't they have that Isaac who plays for Sociedad? I think he's weirdly Swedish and not doing too bad. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't shout stardom, does it? And the fact that Ibrahimovic is scoring how many goals this year?
He's always scoring goals, mate.
Doing well for Milan, isn't
he? Yeah. He had a bit of his spell at MLS was all right, wasn't it? But I think he's on like 10 goals for this year now. Considering the guy's bloody 39. Everyone else is shut up shop and slippers on the sofa at that age, so better play to him. But he's got fucking balls of fire.
You do know he scored 52 goals in 56 games for LA Galaxy, don't you?
Balls of fire.
He actually nearly scored a goal a game for them.
I mean, the guy with that much confidence and that fiery balls, what do you expect?
25 goals in 33 games this season. I mean, that is unbelievable stat.
That's average in MLS, isn't
it? He's just quality. I want to ask you two lads a question about Zlatan. Because one of our listeners who listens every week.
Is the question how hot are his balls?
No.
To the nearest sense.
But you're not allowed to cheat in this question either, right?
Oh dear.
Can you name how many Champions League
Can I name
teams
how many?
Zlatan Ibrahimovic played for? Not about fiery balls. We're on about how many Champions League teams did Zlatan Ibrahimovic play for?
Hang on.
So can I name or can I say how many?
Say how many and name them.
All right, okay. 5?
I'm going for 6.
Well, you're both wrong.
More? I think it's more. It could be more. One
Zlatan
more than
Ibrahimovic played for 7 teams in the Champions League.
Right, so it's United.
Now that in itself is ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, United.
United, Juventus.
Yeah.
Inter.
Barca.
Do
you play for Ajax?
I forgot about Ajax. I was going to go Malmo as well.
It's not Malmo.
Has he played for
Inter? I would say Inter.
I've said Inter.
Yeah, both Milans. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the other Milan.
And I think you've missed one. PSG.
Oh, of course.
Oh, I forgot he was there.
So Michael Schlam.
Oh, not him again.
He said 7. He said 7. He was right.
Oh, right.
No.
Instead of saying Juventus, he said Mulder.
Well, to be fair, I said Malmo.
Yeah, he played for Malmo.
Oh, right.
He started his career at Malmo.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah, guess what? Malmo are Swedish.
Yes, I know they are.
Where are Mulder?
Oh, the Norwegian.
Oh, mate, it made me laugh because he's like, I know everything about football. I know more than you about football. And maybe you do. But when you're sitting there saying Zlatan Ibrahimovic play for Mulder in the Champions League, it made me laugh. And then he went, I meant Malmo. No, too late. You said Mulder, mate. What a player. He scored so many goals in his career. He's just an absolute genius. I can't wait to see him in a Sweden shirt. Even if he doesn't do anything, it's just going to be great to see him back.
Yeah, it'd be good to have him there when it is a character.
Yeah, we're not complaining.
But it also goes to show that even some of our listeners, Michael Schlam, just not that clued up on Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Just don't know enough about him. But, he got 6 out of 7, which is better than Liam. Liam thought it was only 5. But there you go. You can ask me any question like that, and I wouldn't know the answer.
Yeah, giving everyone shit, and you ain't got a clue.
I was going
to. No, I knew the answer to that. You know what? We were doing quizzes through lockdown. That was the only round I won, the football round.
I'll come up with another one next week, and we'll go from there. See how you boys do.
Let's do it.
I just couldn't get over it. Mulder.
No.
Oh, come on, mate. Your geography is all over the place.
Well, at 2 o'clock on Friday the 18th, we can be steaming while Sweden and Zlatan win 3-0, and then we can watch England and Scotland.
Oh, they're on the same day?
Same day.
It's
Oh,
three
that's
games. Son.
dangerous.
Is
Three
it?
games.
Oh dear.
Are we doing drinking games for every time Zlatan does something quality?
No.
Oh, good.
That's at 2:00.
I don't really want to be drinking while England are playing anyway, to be honest.
Why, are you going to start cheering the opposition?
Well, I mean, we might as well answer that question while we're on the subject. So,
What question?
hang on, let me finish. I had a private message saying, "What's this about Liam being a Spurs fan, and what's this about you at the Iceland game?" And we all know Liam. You know, when he's in the shower, he sings "North London is red and white, red and white," and yeah. With the Iceland question, basically, I had a few too many drinks and started cheering on Iceland. That's the end.
Wait.
No, you ain't getting away. You are not getting away with that.
Oh, Locky, you've had too many Strongbow dark fruits. The end. Oh, right, okay, right. No, give them what they want.
If anyone knows Locky, then you know that after a few drinks, Locky is the biggest pain in the arse going.
That's being polite.
North London is red and white, red and white. Red.
Yeah,
so we were down the pub. We were down the pub about to watch England play Iceland. Was it the quarterfinals or the quarterfinals?
Last 16, wasn't it?
Last 16. Quarterfinal, anyway.
One telly in the whole pub with about 50 people.
It was
front row.
Pub full of people watching the Iceland game, where we were obviously heavy favourites to go through, all cheering on England until they started losing. At which point, our resident Super Subject podcast host decided, in all of his wisdom, he was going to start cheering on Iceland. And now he wasn't cheering on Iceland quietly either. He was singing, shouting, just genuinely making an absolute tit of himself.
At one point, I thought he was going to get an Aaron Gunnarsson toe.
You know what? I only did that because I was so frustrated with how often England let me down and let us all down that I was trying to play reverse psychology with them, and it didn't work.
It's not justified. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
And it was that bad.
I had an absolute nightmare, basically.
And it was that bad that when Iceland scored, he was the only person in the pub standing up, shouting and cheering.
No, I didn't cheer their goal.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I started cheering them on after we went 2-1 down. I was gutted. Don't start making it up. I was cheering them on after we were 2-1 down.
You make it sound like that's...
rightly, it was in the first half anyway, so I was cheering them on in the second half.
I'm glad you brought it up and clarified now, because it's over and done with, and I am 99% confident that there's going to be a repeat somewhere down the line.
Yeah,
it's never happening again.
I'm just wondering what country
it's going to be.
I mean, we've got 3 group games, one of them being potentially at Wembley, so we'll see.
Yeah, so for the listeners, that is the clarity of Locky's Iceland story.
And I'm not allowed to live it down. And I said, they're not allowed to bring it up on the podcast, and they still brought it up. So I said, do you know what? Now you brought it up, just finish it.
It was not us, it was the listeners. As you just said, you proceeded to clarify, which was poorly done.
Yeah. But there you go. It's all done now. Cheers, guys. Up the Iceland. England. Going to be cheering on San Marino tomorrow.
All fun and games. Yeah, it should be interesting watch this see.
Well, I think if we don't win at least 5-0, then there's a problem. We're playing the postman. I think they've scored against us before, though, haven't they?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Was it them we played against and they scored after a minute or something? Was that them?
Don't know, mate. I couldn't tell you.
No, they haven't scored against us.
Okay.
So in the last 4 games, it's been 5-0, 8-0, 5-0, 6-0.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's going to bug me now. Who it was that scored? It might have been Andorra or something stupid like that. It's going to be one of them.
Yeah, probably a better shout.
Yeah, I'm expecting to be top of the group after game 1, at least. If not game 3, with 9 points.
I assume the World Cup in Qatar is still being spoken about because it's a mess, right?
Well, they're having qualifiers for it, so it's going to be happening somewhere.
But it's 18 months away? 20 months away, so yeah, give or take, but
why they had it there in the first place, I mean, we all know why. But come on.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You want it in June,
Disappointing.
July,
Disappointing.
not November. It's going to ruin the whole Premier League season, isn't it?
I'm just moving on from that. Obviously, in 3 months' time, we still don't even know what they're doing about the Euros. Really, I can't see them still going ahead in the same manner because it's not possible, surely. So it just doesn't make sense to do that. But
we need Boris to put his finger out and get it moved to England.
Yeah, he did try, bless him.
Yeah, he needs to do
So
it.
hopefully.
But what other alternatives are there? Especially if there's a third wave in Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
We're the best place to have it at the moment if it goes ahead. I mean, a lot of these things are going ahead now, so I'm not worried about it getting cancelled. That would be devastating if it does. Because I think if they cancel it now, it won't go ahead.
I don't think they'll cancel it now.
They won't cancel that now.
No.
I mean, if we get another that'll be like 30 odd group games as well. So with 10,000 being allowed.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities for us to try and get tickets. That's for sure.
Well, and like to add another probably 2, 3, 4 stadiums in London. So
it could be anywhere in the country, though, couldn't it?
All those super subjects location is currently unknown. If you guys want to give us any topics, because obviously we are going to be without Premier League football, please let us know.
As long as they're not stories about me, I'm happy to answer any questions. Maybe we can talk about Brett.
About me?
Yeah, get your questions in, guys. I mean, I'm sure we're going to be focusing on England a lot next week.
Yeah, please do.
We'll have a lot of questions that are answered.
Yep, and it won't be long before the countdown comes, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
That's the only thing about this Premier League season when it's over. We've actually got a small chance of getting into a football ground to watch England. I mean, I was asking you guys if you've been to see England before, and I think Brett said he had.
Yeah, I have.
I've been 3 times, but I remember I watched Michael Owen's debut for England, and we lost 2-0 against Chile.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And then we played Nigeria. I think we beat them in a friendly, and then I went to watch England-Croatia in the Nations League, which was good. I want to go and watch more international football, and I'd like to try and watch it away, but I think it's probably very expensive. So how realistic that is, I don't know, but it'll be worth looking into for sure.
Army.
I can't wait.
Well, hopefully that time won't be too long, and we can certainly get there. So, rightio. Been another good one.
Good show, guys.
Really enjoyed it.
League legends.
We love the Leeds legends, mate. Every week, it's just an absolute legend, and you two respect the legend. That's how much of a legend they are. Maybe one day I'll do one that you go, I'm not convinced he was actually a legend. But yeah, guys, keep liking and following us and getting involved in the predictions. All feedback is appreciated by us. We love it. We're enjoying it.
We love you.
Content. Yeah, we want to bring you the content you want to hear. So give us ideas. Don't be shy. We'll take all advice on board.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you very much. Good night,
Thank you, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Go on, Gareth Southgate, Palmy Army.